I'm still.
It's week 2 of the 2022 season. Trayvon Diggs, who played his part to perfection last week with 3 interceptions. It's the Cowboys and the Bengals on EA Sports.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. But the Bengals getting set for their first possession of the ball game and leading them out in his 3rd season. Really the face of Cincinnati football, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow could have won Comeback Player of the Year last season simply for his statistics. 4,600 yards, 34 touchdowns through the air. But he brought the entire Bengal organization on a comeback after 5 straight losing seasons. First with a division title, then an unexpected AFC title, and led the team to their 3rd Super Bowl ever. And he had them less than 2 minutes away from winning it for the first time. Keep an eye on Joey B. He expects to bring a Super Bowl title to Cincinnati in the near future.
The numbers for Mixon last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Washington trying to take away that area of the field.
Burrow on 3rd down. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Cowboys taking the field on offense, and for a 7th season, it's Dak Prescott who brings them out.
And not only was it great to see Dak Prescott make his return in 2021, it's even better to see him playing the best ball of his career. He didn't lead Dallas to just a division title and its best record in 6 years. Dallas also led the league in yards and points, the first time it has led in both since 1971.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now a dump off here complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. Now this defense for the Bengals, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The Cowboys at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. 7 yards there and a first down.
Even with a guy like Zeke Elliott in the backfield, Dallas simply couldn't keep Pollard off the field last season. The 3rd-year back was just too good to sit, and he ended up with over 700 yards on just 130 carries.
On
1st and 10. Prescott. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A first down carry by Elliott. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. Pretty effective run there. Now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Off the play fake, Prescott steps away to his left. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six from Bengals TD.
Well, really a fantastic play, not only to pick that off, but he had to run a long way, Charles, in the other direction to hit pay dirt. He did it, and they've got the first lead.
And that certainly changes the early tone of this game, doesn't it, partner? One moment, they were going to be in early control. Now they just have a few moments to clear their heads and get back out there against an electrified defense.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
The last time, everything looked pretty good except that final play on the pick 6. And now they've got to come right back out here, Charles, and try to pick up the pieces and get things going again.
Yeah, it certainly seems dire, doesn't it? But there is a silver lining, and it is hard to see so soon after that touchdown. But the game plan was definitely working. They were generating offense, had the ball beyond midfield, getting wins on each down against the defense. So they're moving it well. They just have to hang on to it.
Yeah, as you said, though, probably tough to remember those good things on that last drive when it ended like it did.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And this will be incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
On second down, Elliott.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. To throw is Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact from the ball. It's fourth down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent game.
11.
Now Burrow on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
12. 11 coming.
Back to Mixon on first down. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On second down and 4. Burrow. And that is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That gain on third down, good for 28.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
First down there for T. Higgins. Don't let it be lost in Jamar Chase's phenomenal season. The Higgins had a big year for Cincinnati as well. Topped the 1,000-yard plateau for the first time, and he did it despite missing a few games with injuries. The third-year man could give Cincy a pair of Pro Bowlers in position here in 2022.
And Burrow going to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On third down, Burrow. And he'll just get rid of it. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 18 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost as if in his mind, he knitted together the 2 weeks with no break. He's off to a nice start here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Prescott now. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. Just a gain of a couple there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a third down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, it's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The Cowboys on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be third and forever. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat, Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern, and then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. Now it's Burrow. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. And here's Trenton Gill on to punt. Taking it about the 36. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Prescott. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Breaks the tackle. Now an alley. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him. Prescott on first down. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. And he's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. First and 10. On the draw, it's Pollard. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Again, it's Elliott. 46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
On the sneak, it's Prescott, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Dak Prescott, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Cowboys are back within a score. Extra point by Moore, up and good, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Here we go.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up, working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. And they go play action now. Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
11-90.
It's Mixon on the counter. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd and 9, Burrow. Connecting on the out route here with Higgins. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 37. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. First down. Here's Burrow. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one good for 37 yards.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Nixon will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 53 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Prescott. Caught left side by Hilton. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Escaping the pressure right. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. Could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Gun. Cut.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. That's complete to the tight end Sample. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow, throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
McPherson now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this will be caught at the 30. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Burrow, able to find Higgins. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he has a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
This goes out wide for Mixon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2.
Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. So the completion good for 7 there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Prescott. Prescott able to get down there at the end on the slide, and he has the first as well. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott, they'll set up the screen to Elliott. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. On the return, Johnson. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Steelers, and they lead this one as well as they start here 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. He will find his man Chase complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 1, ready?
2nd down at 7.
12, 12, 12. 11, Thomas. 12, 12.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Prescott to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Here's Brian Anger now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
He gets this in the hands of Mixon.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
11 MT, 11.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. In the 1st half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 25-yard line.
11 MT, 11 mighty.
Inside handoff to Mixon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's Burrow.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase.
A 22-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So, Charles, they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. Now, last week, they had the close victory. This one more commanding, much more comfortable.
Well, the sense we got from them was that last week they felt like they didn't play their best. They got the win, but they weren't really on top of their game. But they put it all together here in this one, haven't they? What an impressive performance.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is now 24. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Dallas, Texas is the spot. Third quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. And a fair catch is taken here a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back now in Arlington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Mixing up the middle. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. A handoff to Mixon, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Bengals on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Prescott. That's caught once again by Gallup. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Looking deep for Hilton.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, he's got to have that wrong, doesn't he? They declined that.
There's no doubt about it. Sorry to step on you there, partner, but let's go ahead and run this one together, right? Incomplete pass. Yet they call pass interference, and somehow you're going to decline that penalty?
I'm so confused. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
From the gun to give to Mixon, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I'm one, right?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
11 MT, 11 Mike.
Once again, they run with Mixon. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for first.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll try and run with Mixon, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Denied on 4th down is Joe Mixon, and the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there, and I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
From the 38, Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
64 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Third and short yardage, Prescott.
We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 15-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft.
And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 16-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Prescott. Man open left side is Brown. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Dak Prescott, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead now down to 20. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
11, 11, 11.
Again, it's Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Cincinnati, it was a great all-around performance as they come